Hello, 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 hello.
Ha- hello, hello, hello.
Hello. All right,
Hey,
guys.
hey, hey.
Hey, 1 o'clock. We're still reeling from last night's show and
Mhm.
had a great gospel show this morning. And so, for those of you who joined us, thank you very much.
Which I humbly had to admit that I missed because the time has run away from me today, guys. I've been a good guy. I've been doing homework uh, in terms of my. Okay, no, I can't give any more
Yeah, we're going to talk about
information.
that a little bit.
Otherwise, I'm going to let the cat out the bag. You see what I mean?
Mm, mm,
I
mm,
can't, I
mm.
can't, I can't even keep a secret from myself, let alone from everyone else out there.
I need to open that chat window back up. All right. So, got a lot planned today. The first thing is word of the day.
Hmm.
Somewhere in the next 1 hour to 4 hours or 5 hours, however long we go here. We went 3.5 hours last night.
Oh yeah,
Holy
but
crap.
it, it didn't feel like three and a
I
half
know.
hours though.
Yeah. So the word will be Elvis related somewhere in that realm. It won't be like the very first one where it was just flabbergasted. That was just kind of a word that come up in my communications elsewhere, and I just thought that'd be a good one. Last week was Aztec. Patty's been our winner twice. So you guys got a, you got a big competition right there. She's good at it. So today's word will be revolved. It's the word is it's going to be a word. It could be within a phrase like a Aztec jumpsuit. Um, the word at least you got that in there. So it could be a word. It could be an anagram. Like RSVP or something like that, or something abbreviation. It won't be a
Yeah.
phrase like my boy,
Yes.
my boy. It won't be anything like that.
I was going to say to the guys that it's actually it can be a word, but it's also an anagram. So keep
Yeah,
that in mind.
yeah.
And to answer Vangelo, yes, Vangelo, I think in this sense I am a little bit like Elvis, but I think it's because I'm excited about it. I'm psyched about it. So I think that's what's making the time run away from me. Some of you guys are already privy to it, and if I may ask, please, you guys that are privy to the surprise, keep it a surprise because I see there are people in the chat that weren't with us yesterday, and I don't want to spoil it for them.
Real quick, Charlie. I got your email just before we went live, so I've got it on private at the moment because I have a concern about a copyright, maybe a copyright hit. So um, I don't know why I'm saying this on here. Anyways, I'm going to be reposted probably by tomorrow morning, and I'm going to put it in the videos as a replay. So it'll be back, but it'll be tomorrow. Couple of things that I said in there that I just don't. I just want to back out just for the sake.
Yeah, we just gotten out of the fire.
Yeah. So I just wanted to protect the integrity of the video will still be there. There'll be a couple things out, but otherwise we're gonna have some fun. Um, yeah, you're right, Charlie. That's the reason. Hello, Natalie. Hello, Patty. Let's say hello real quick, and then we're gonna get going on the show. We got a lot of stuff to do today. Sunflower, you've been here before, right?
I think so. Yes, a
Yeah,
while ago.
very familiar. Welcome with us. Hello, Nancy, the protocol viewer. Charlie, Natalie again, Nancy, Patty. I said that, didn't I? I think I got everybody. Vangelo's here. Vangelo, again, thank you so much for yesterday's topic. That
Yes.
was a good topic. It was really good. It's got me excited. I started looking for other stuff too, and getting your stuff right. So I'm trying to think about maybe doing a separate thing too. But anyway, I'm always trying to. I might as well just go 24/7, shouldn't I? I'll put it on autoplay or something.
Sorry, I
Oh,
moved the laptop and I pulled out the I pulled out the internet cable.
Well, that's at least you didn't do like I do. I just totally screw it. I go mute for whenever. Cam, you're like Elvis. So let's see. Damn, I'm really behind on comments, aren't I? All right, so what we got today? I got a couple cool little things we've never done before. We're going to replay Cam's songs today, and Cam's going to talk a little bit about it. And what he's, I call it in the thumbnail, Cam's new venture. So
Yes.
we're going to do our originals. I'm starting to run thin on those, so enjoy these because I've probably got about another 50 or 100 to do. I don't know why I'm running out. Going to share some more stories. The jumpsuit poll. This is number 5. We're going to do one more round after this, and we're going to do a final vote of those 5 jumpsuits. So if you have one you want in there, I've been picking them all. So if you want one in there to vote on, send it to me after today. Check to see what we got today. We got some cool ones. This one's going to be a little tough. Well, I think I know what's going to win, but they're 4 awesome jumpsuits, like all his other jumpsuits.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Johan? Johan's here. Hey, Johan.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, there we go. Charlie's looking for that pole.
what's
He
he looking
goes,
for?
"Oh, the pole." He says,
Oh, the
"Oh, the
oh.
jumpsuit pole."
All right, so let's start it off with a bang. Um, keep in mind, word of the day. Just keep listening. A little bit of news here. So let me get down to my which screen is it? Is it this screen? All right, so there's a new FTD set coming out. I think I talked about it last night, and it's I'm kind of excited about it because it has on it the concert that I went to in December 30th, 1976. So I'm excited about that. But now there's 3 concerts on there. There's the last concert he ever did. It's an
The,
audience
the,
recording enhanced,
okay.
and or so it should be. Hopefully, it's pretty good. The audio, and then it's got. Well, here, let's just do this. The first one is Market Square, the last show, June 26th. That's the song list. Pretty cool song list. Normal, what he does. I mean, he blasted. Look at the songs he sings.
Wow.
There's no laying back on anything. Little Sister. Um,
How long was that show? Because it's nearly 30 songs.
yeah, it looks like it's probably a little bit over an hour and 5-10 minutes.
That's a extensive set list.
Release Me, Bridge Over Troubled Waters, Hurt. The power songs in here are just incredible.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's like you see the set list. It's quite expensive because we start out like the early songs, and then we go to like the middle of the road 70 songs like Bridge, and
they'll
then
be
we go
online,
to
Patty. They'll be online. Check Graceland, Shop Graceland, which they're always a little expensive. There's some other places. There's a place that's over in the UK that's selling it, and there was one other place, but as soon as I find the link of the best place to buy it, I'll send you. I'll put the link out on Discord, and I'll send it to emails, and I'll do a post on my YouTube. Yeah, it's 28 songs for that show. The last show he did 28, but the show in Sioux Falls in October of '76, he did only 22 songs.
Mm,
And then the show that I went to was an hour and a half. He did 27 songs, and it was an hour and 20 something minutes. A great
wow.
show. And he did Such a Night, and he did, um, was it Big Boss Man?
Uh,
He did that right after Amen, Unchained Melody. That was one of the first few times he ever played it. I think he'd only played it twice before when he played it for us. It was a great concert, guys. A great concert. You know what? Some ass sitting next to us there. He was sitting there. I want to hear Moody Blue because it just come out. I want to hear
mhm.
Moody Blue. I want to hear Moody Blue. And then at the end of the show, all he did was bitch and complain about he didn't play Moody Blue. Like what?
Well, then Go out and buy the album. You can play it on replay.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said.
So, anyways, that's the new FTD. Make sure that you if you're interested, get online, find it, because I'm gonna look for it, and I'm picking that one up because that's a nice FTD set for me, considering it's
Yeah,
got the tail
especially because you were there. Yeah.
on that last one. So I'm psyched. So now actually, I do have a recording of that. This is going to be a little more enhanced. I have an audience recording that was enhanced by Bruce Jackson, and he did a pretty good job enhancing it. So this is probably
Bruce
very
Brooks.
close to it, but it'll still be nice set to have as a set, instead of just
Yes.
digital. Have some box pictures and all that. So FTD, Follow That Dream is the series. So just I'll post the links of where to shop for them. Yeah, nice set list, absolutely. All
I
right, so I
think
thought you guys would be excited about that.
I think to answer Vangelo's question, I think there are books out there containing his set lists with the shows he did over his career. There has to be. I'm
Yeah,
assuming there has to
well,
be.
you could go to Elvis in Concert. The web here. I'm going to give you the link right now, and actually, I'll get the link, and then in a little bit, what we'll do is I'll visit it and I'll show you. If you don't have this site,
Yes, very nice
it's
site
very. It
that.
tells you what it tells you. There, there's not. Every set list hasn't been written down for all this, but the majority, I would say 90% of them, you can get the
And it also tells you whether that show is available on a CD or on a
or yeah,
audience
video.
recording or a video, or so it's for informative processes or informative what's the word I'm looking for, from a resource perspective. My god, my brain is just frozen out on me. From a resource perspective, it's a very nice web address to have.
It was a full version such a night, Dylan. It was the full version. It was it was good. I was so psyched because it's always been one of my favorite songs.
Hmm.
I'm just going through the chat real quick to catch up before we move on. Now that we're talking about, I've got a nice little feature for you guys. Now that we're talking about, hey Kathleen's here. Did I just see Lily too? Yeah, Lily's
Hmm.
here.
Lily's here too.
Great group. The team is here. We need to coordinate a get together.
Hmm.
Um, maybe by fall. I'll have anyways, we'll figure that out later. Oh, geez, we do have some. Kim's here. Jerry's here. Just like Cat, Vangelo. Um, and anybody else out there that's got some things that they want me to share, of stories, or you come across something, send it to me to email. And I really want to share this stuff. And I've had a lot of stuff given to me from Jello, and I want to start putting it out because it covers some interesting topics that you really don't hear on other channels. Somewhere along the line they do, but good Lord, how many freaking messages am I behind? Um, I look. I think the set at Graceland was like that's the normal. That's the normal price, $79-80 from Graceland for the FTDs. And before
Wow.
the movie Elvis came out, they were 59.
Hmm.
And now all of a sudden it's Marco Dura's book. I don't know that. I know that one. There's hello again. I keep meaning to send you this footage. I'll send it now if you want. I just just send it me in an email. Um, anyways, I got a nice little feature for you. See if I find where I did it with it. You know, I don't care how much I try to organize my get it.
Oh no, that's okay.
I know I upload.
Oh, look who's in the house. How there, how
Hey,
there.
hey, hey, Shauna. Okay, we got that one. Okay, let me just do this. I'm gonna just re-upload it again while we're talking, because you guys will enjoy this. I think.
Yeah, there's no way to name each section. I might sound a little bit biased here, and if I do, sorry. But if you have a good guitar player, good lead guitar player, oh man, it just brings a totally different energy.
Yeah. I tell you what, it just this is the first I've seen a good, a decent, good qual. I say good quality audience
Yes,
recording of this
yes.
show, and all the audios I've heard have really not been the greatest. So I'm certainly hoping FTD, which normally they do, have done a good number on the audio of this.
And it just
I
goes
don't
to
know of any video out there other than they would just have to piece together what audience recordings, because there were no cameras there for this.
now, and also it just goes to show you can lose the power of a show in a bad recording.
Right.
Because I had no idea that the show was really this good based on the sound that we
Yeah.
have of it to this point. It sounds echoey,
Mm,
it drops out, and then a person don't really listen to the show because you can't appreciate it for its full uh, capability. But when you hear it like this,
mm,
it's like, maybe they sitting on a gem here.
yeah. All right, guys. So I got a bunch of stuff for you guys. So this is. I hope I got this lined up right. No, I don't. Let me see if I can do this.
Ooh.
All right, that worked pretty good. I tried out the little studio mode. So, all right.
Oh, sorry.
What
that
happened?
that was me. I turned it off. I'm like, hey, my screen's jumping into
Oh, I'm
multiples
sorry. I
here.
didn't tell. I didn't realize you'd see it. All right. So one of my favorite TV shows growing up was Andy Griffith. Can somebody tell me the connection between Andy Griffith's show and Elvis? This is kind of a two. There's two different questions I'm going to ask about this. So
Okay, okay, this is where I need my ear prompter because I don't know who the hell Andy Griffiths is.
it's an old television show that came out, a series that came out in the '60s. Is one of the best for me, the best comedy, best TV shows. It was so family oriented. Barney Fife was hilarious. They were all good. It's also where Ronnie Howard got his first start in acting. Was this movie? You know who Ronnie Howard is? Ron Howard, the director who directs Apollo 13 and he's
dude,
hundreds.
dude, you
Okay, we'll have to do a class on Andy Griffith with you one day.
you forget I'm stuck on the southern end of Africa where people think we have lions in our backyards as pets.
Yeah, let's see. I don't think that. I just think of hot when I think of that. Let's see. Andy mentions Elvis without saying his name in an episode about the kid that was jumping all over the TV. Nope. There's another connection. Yeah, they were. That's one connection. That's very good. I forgot about that. But yeah, you're right. Andy Griffith was on the Steve Allen show the night that Elvis was on it. Steve Allen.
Vangelo. Yeah, we do. We do have lions, Vangelo, but not as pets in our backyard. No.
Yeah, he played Richie in Happy Days. All right, here's the answer. The answer is Floyd the Barber has a connection with Elvis.
Okay.
Now, can you
Now I
name? Can you tell me how many movies he was in that he appeared in with Elvis? Anybody? This guy. This is Howard McNear. Um, Yeah, Andy Griffith also played a series called Matlock, a detective show.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I know that one.
yeah, that's Andy Griffith.
Okay.
He's been around for years. He had a comedy. He was in a movie with who was that guy that Nick Adams called No Time for Sergeant. Absolutely great. Okay, Brent's got two of them right. He was in Blue Hawaii and Follow That Dream. There was a third movie. There was a third movie he appeared in. Here he is in Blue Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Here he is in Follow That Dream. And there's one more movie he appeared in with Elvis. Very brief scene. Nope. I'm going to give you a hint in a second. Okay, here we go. I'm going to, no, it wasn't Change of Habit. Well, take it easy, baby. I've worked all day and my feet feel just like lead.
Oh.
You got my shirt tail popping all over the place and sweat popping out of my head. I said, go, Bossa Nova, baby. Keep on working. Anybody know that? Nope, not Kid Galahad. You guys are getting close. He wore some really tight, very tight swim trunks. You guys, yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
guys got it.
There
Flying
we
off
go,
the
Charlie.
mogul. Very good. There he is with his wife. That's just a very brief scene. He, he, he- all right. That's kind of cool, I
Hmm.
think. All right. So, what the hell is this? Come on.
Although a lot can be said for his hairstyle, though.
He was an old man. He was kind of
I
like
can see.
he was like that character that he played in Follow That Dream and everything he did. He's just that little nervous, fidgety guy. You know. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a little time here, and we're going to. I'm gonna have. Let me see where I put it. I put it. I put them up here. Yeah. All right. Cam is going to share with you. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to hand it over to Cam. And we did this last night. We got a really nice reaction, but we also said we'd do it today for those who weren't there last night. And I also do want to say that this morning in a gospel hour, all of there were several of us that were attending the Saturday night, the Friday night Blue Moon radio show. We were saved this morning, so we've been we have been forgiven for our Friday night. All right,
Friday night antics.
yeah, all right, it's all yours, buddy.
Okay, for those of you guys that weren't with us last night, in short, there's a little side project that I started working on earlier this week, and it's been something that I've always wanted to do, but never had the time or the opportunity or the ways and means to do it. And based on what I've been going through the last 2 weeks, it kind of gave me a new perspective on life. And I did some digging, and I was lucky to find uh, some of my original compositions that I emailed to myself years ago. And at that point in time, I had no professional recording devices. So basically, what I used to do was I used to write songs and do a basic acoustic demo on my phone, and I used to keep record of them for, the classic maybe one day if I had the opportunity. And this week I decided, you know what, let's see if I can maybe find something that would help me get some sort of idea if I were able to ever get into that kind of setup, what my songs could possibly sound like. And long story short, I found an AI program that helped me out with that. And what I came out with is basically how I envisioned my songs to be. A lot of those songs, well, majority of these ones, with the exception of one of them, I wrote 15, 20 years ago. And basically, what I have now is how I would want them to sound with a real live band behind me. So, my idea is this: I have already started doing the research and sent the songs to a couple of people for their opinion, and everybody has told me the same thing, and that's basically you have to make work of this. You have to run with it because you definitely have something there. So that's what I've decided to do. It's going to take me a while, maybe. It's going to take me some doing homework, but it's something that I've always wanted to do. And it's something that I'm passionate and excited about. And I hope you guys enjoy what I have come up with so far. But the lyrics, as I said, the lyrics are all 100% mine. Just the vocal and the music arrangement is obviously AI generated for demo purposes only. But lyrically speaking, it's all mine.
Have no fear of the things you don't know. I know it scares you, babe, and now you think you're cold.
Do us a favor and pop up the song titles as they're playing, because I can't remember them.
You couldn't be more wrong. Just look through my eyes. There is an angel in there, locked down in pain. She doesn't even know if she'll ever be the same. I would run into hell just to hold you tight. I would lay down my life for you to be alright. Mister, please set her free. Do it for me. You have caused the pain. She doesn't even know her name. Please set her free. Take her down from me. Can't bear to see you all cry. Just let her fly. Have no fear, you can close your eyes. Dream your dreams, sweep the skies. I'll be waiting here for the new sun to shine. But until then, all we have is time. Mister, please set her free. Do it for me. You have caused the pain. She doesn't even know her name. Please set her free. Would you wanna hear my voice, or would you wanna be alone? Do you have on a smile, or do you silently cry? Do you know what went wrong? Do you ask yourself why? What's in your head when you're alone in your bed? Anything at all? Do you remember what I said? Close your eyes tight, it will be alright. Chasing the dream, let the ego take flight. Don't ever cry alone, it will strip you to the bone. Nothing can be worse, it's like a lifelong curse. When you see your love has gone, and with no one home, they're right. Nothing worse than the loveless curse. What would you say if I said I weren't okay? Would you come and hold me tight till the morning light? Do you go out and play? What do you hide away? Do you hear anything at all when you hear me say, don't cry alone, my soul has a new home. I know that it's true, it's somewhere inside you. Don't cry alone, I'll be coming home. But until I do, know that I love you. Don't ever cry alone, it will strip you to the bone. Nothing can be worse, it's like a lifelong curse. When you see your love has gone, and with no one home, they're right. Nothing worse than the loveless Never had the chance to tell you. If I'd known you were leaving that day, we would have stayed on the line. I would have picked up the call, the fucking last call. But I'll say it now, it's too late. Too late now, I was gonna tell you. think about it every damn day. And every time I cross the causeway. Now we never said goodbye. I would have picked up the call, our last call. But I'll say it now, it's too late. Is it ever too late? Too late. Put a bullet through my brain, it would still all the pain. I see you in the trees, I feel you in the breeze. What have I done? Is this true? And then I wake up, I fucked up with you. I've ripped out my heart, I don't know why. Like a bird with broken wings, we can't fly. I don't wanna go on without you. When I see myself, I say you were nothing but a fool for you. A fool for losing you. Where are you now? Where will I go? Is the sun still shining down on you? Is this the end of my show? I'll be waiting right outside by the back door. Could we start all over again with a zero score? I will hope to go on with only you. Take your time, I'm here for you. Believe it's true. I'll be here for you. For no one else but you. For no one else but you. Believe it's true. For no one else but you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Powerful set. And Cam,
They
extremely proud of you, man. I'm glad to be a part of this.
they hit me every time. You know, the more I listen to them, especially that last one,
Yeah.
and
The
it's
lyrics
something
the
that
lyrics are powerful.
I wrote many, 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 many years ago, even before I got married, and it's amazing how it just proves to me that life is a constant ongoing journey. You know, you might see something or experience something, or in this case, write something at a specific time in your life, not especially knowing why you're writing it, but when the moment presents itself, it becomes evidence. And when that song came out and that song was done, it was like that song was specifically written for her.
Mm.
And you guys don't know, we've been separated for almost 2 years now. So she doesn't even know yet that I'm embarking on this journey, but I know that she would be encouraging me all the way.
Well, we're all here for you, man, and I'm excited to be part of it. Cam has asked me to assist him in trying to get these out there. There's some people to record them, get the demos out there. I've got connections from years ago, so hopefully somewhere along the line, if they're all any of them are breathing, I can get something to them. But um, you know, I look at this channel. It's an Elvis channel, but we've got a great community here, and we share things, and we share things that involve each one of us. You know, and if there's some out there that have something they want to share, everybody they knows that they're always welcome to come on here and share something with us. And so, it's like with with Cam here when he asked me about playing them. There was no hesitation, no hesitation at all. I'm thrilled to do this. And then on my other channel, I have plans of just playing some songs myself off the guitar with just the guitar, and I'm going to do songs that aren't Elvis. I'm going to do other things too. That's just Elvis had appreciation for all kinds of artists and all types of music, and um so we do too. We have appreciation for good music, and this is great music. This is definitely great music, and I'm excited. I'm excited for him, and I mean, all it takes is just one song to hit, and then it's from there on. They're gonna, if anybody comes up and says, finds out that if they click it and say, "Hey, that'd be kind of cool song for me to throw on my album," and they reach out and they take one, next thing they're gonna do is gonna say, "Hey, you got another one?" Got it's like Elvis did
Mhm.
with Jerry Reed. You know, not that Cam's Jerry Reed. I don't think he goes carp fishing, uh, but anyway,
Yeah, so
what I want to say is thank you everybody for paying it for listening. You guys, great comments. I know you guys love it. It's great rock and roll. My favorite song is "Too Late." No, is it? Yeah, it's "Too Late." That's my favorite of them.
mm,
Though I like them all, but "Too Late" to me's got a little bit of a Chris Stapleton feel in some of it, and that's what I like about it because I really love Chris Stapleton. So,
yeah,
Cam, you got
so
anything else before we move on to our jumpsuit bowl?
yeah, I'm in the process currently. That's what I spend most of my day on. I'm in the process of, there's a couple of institutions that I need to approach in terms of registering my music. I luckily have uh, copyright on my lyrics automatically because I can prove that they are mine. I have timestamps and digital timestamps. So luckily, under South African law, I already do have copyright, but I need to approach uh, two more companies within South Africa. They have to do with distribution and royalty payments. So I need to approach those people. But obviously, their membership doesn't cost a lot of money, but it's not money that I currently have. So I'm still in the process of researching all that information and getting all that necessary information behind me. So as soon as I can do that, that is going to be my next move. And then, yeah, I approached Rick to help me on that side because on the administrative side of music, I know absolutely nothing about. And I've seen too many of my friends and people that I've known within South Africa that have gone into the music industry without the necessary protection, and I've seen them come short. So I don't want that to happen for me. So I'm looking currently at the most cost effective uh, and most responsible way of
Yeah.
protecting my work from a legal perspective.
Well, you
But
guys are doing.
naturally, I'm not doing this for monetary gain at all. I'm doing it purely because it's something that I've always wanted to do, and it's a way of putting my authenticity stamp on my life. And if somebody else can benefit from my experience and my journey, then that's all that's important.
Well, we're going to make sure you all are very aware of his journey through. We're going to keep you posted. We're gonna figure out. We're gonna discuss where we're gonna post them for public listening, and there's sites where he can actually put them up to even have downloads for to where he can generate a little bit of income. But we're working on that. You guys will be posted. You guys will be updated. Everything because we're all family, and we're gonna want to support them all the way. So thanks, Cam. Thanks very much.
No, you guys are the ones listening out there, so I owe you guys a thank you, because if you guys won't listen, it wouldn't mean jack shit. So thank you to you guys.
All right, keep in mind, word of the day, somewhere along the line, we've talked about it. It's been mentioned. It's actually been mentioned in the chat. Someone actually put it in the chat, but they did. You know what? Well, they did. They put it in there, but it wasn't saying that was the word of the day. So there was
No.
the word or the anagram of the day is in the chat, and it's been mentioned several times. So and it will be mentioned again. So hopefully somebody out there gets it. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our originals. I love doing this. Um, so I got to open this up because dumbass here needs to put it up here so I could see the times. The times. Where are they? Screenshot. Screenshot one. There we go. All right. So here we are, the originals. I'm going to play a little bit of a clip of an original song, or an early recorder. Can't. It doesn't mean it's always been the original, but they're pretty damn close to it. The first one was recorded by Cindy Walker in 1944, and it is right there. The melody right there, I'll tell you, it's going to get stuck in your head. Is the word lions? No, not lions. We will get. If I say that, if somebody will, once we get.
Oh,
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
this is a home run.
All right, Patty. All right. So Patty gets it this week, and I think what we'll have to do, and I don't want anybody. Well, I think next week we'll have to let. I don't know if that's even fair. Is that fair? Yeah, that's good. I mean, you're good. She gets everything right. Angela says, "FTD is it." Very good. Sorry, guys. I I
And we were
thought it was going to
joking
be
about it
harder than
on
it was. But congratulations to Patty, man.
we
Um,
were joking about it on Saturday on the radio show.
yeah. All right, Patty. Well done. Oh my god. All right, here we go again. I'm gonna play this again. All right. Yeah, who anybody? Okay, if there's anybody out, first person comes through says they want to pick the 10 songs for the radio show, pop it in there. We'll take the first person. That's thanks, Tap Patty. That's a nice gesture.
That's a cool gesture.
Um, one more time. We're getting sidetracked here. Patty's Patty sits to the left on the road. Natalie's gonna pick them. Good shot. Natalie's gonna pick the 10 songs for this week. In honor in via Patty. Sorry, I shift there. All right, one more time. Nope, it's not Are You Lonesome Tonight, and I'm going to give it to you right now.
Memories that linger in my heart.
Sweetheart, and I blue moon again.
Wow. I would have never said.
Talk about it, man.
Not in a million years.
Hey, you know what? Let's do this. Why don't you guys split it? Is that a good idea? What do you guys think about that? Natalie picked 5 and Patty picked 5. Since if Patty did win fair and square, she's offered to have somebody else pick them. You guys decide. You guys decide. If that's what you want to do, that'd be cool. All right. That was When My Blue Moon Turns to Gold Again. Yeah, I would have never got that. All right, here's the second one. This one was recorded in 1959 by the Spiders. The Spiders. There's been a lot of talk of spiders over on the Whack Job from Western Mayor website. Here you go.
No idea.
I'm going to give it 2 runs and then I'm going to play it. Rick, you're going back in the 20s. I was. Well, most of these songs I wasn't conceived until 1957. So creepy crud. Such a night. Oh, that's a good one.
Don't do that, please stop it,
Running down. Let me forget her, don't mention
Her name.
Oh, witchcraft.
My head is spinning.
How you like that?
Very cool.
All
I
right.
would have never said that.
All right, here we go. Number 3. Somebody said it. It was witchcraft. Witchcraft. All right, here we go. Number 3.
Yeehaw!
Yippee! One more time. Okay, let's give him a few seconds to see if anybody wants to guess.
I would never get that because there's not much to go on.
Faded Love. Not Faded Love. I'm running. Giddy up. Not you. I'm running on 2 to 3 hours of sleep since the start of the year. Jeez. Okay, last time. And we'll play right into it.
Not 100 years from now, I won't be crying under sweetheart that you told me couldn't live without my love somehow.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not a real easy one to guess because it's just so different. The main reason I do it is just to show Elvis's creativity, the brilliance of his producing. All right, so that was recorded by Flatt and Scruggs, Earl Flatt and Lester Scruggs, I think is how it goes. The one before that was the Spiders and Cindy Walker. Now this one was recorded by Jim Reeves in 1963, and it is one of my favorite Elvis songs. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. Put your sweet lips a little. It's not that song.
Oh, no.
It's not He'll Have to Go. It's not Welcome to My World. I'll give you a hint. It's from the 69 American Sound Sessions. Second guess is Elvis was playing piano on it. On his version, obviously, not this one. I don't think he was when this was made. Oh, what, 1963? Yeah. I'm quite sure he was conceived by
There was like how many of those songs? 83 of them.
Here we go.
Darling, after loving you, but I'm no good to anyone.
Very similar in arrangement.
The rhythm is similar. It's just a little bit slower tempo, but I like Elvis's beginning in the piano. Yeah, After Loving You. Okay, last but not least, this was recorded by Eddie Arnold in 1950. That melody's there. Okay, give you a few seconds. I'll give you 30 seconds, and I'll play it. You don't know. Oh, you don't know me's not it. Melody's kind of similar. Crying Time. No, I don't think Elvis ever sang Crying Time. Did he? Oh, he did in the. He did in the.
This is the rehearsal. Yeah.
Well, it's crying time again. Nope, not Welcome to My World. It's from his second album. I believe it's from his second album. I don't think he did this on the first one. I get those two mixed up sometimes with the songs. Not Cattle Call. There's some pretty damn slow cows coming. He did it briefly, and that's the way it is. All right, here we go. I have an idea, but I cheated. So, you guys have learned about Soundhound, have you?
Whoa.
All right, here we go.
I've had nothing but sorrow. Since you said we were through.
And you go on mute again.
The style's there, but the music's, it's just the style of music's different, but the melody's there.
I'll be right back.
How's the world treating you? I think it was from the second album, Elvis. I'm pretty sure it was from that album. If not, it was from the first one, but I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look it up. Like I said, I get mixed up with those two. All right. So, that's it for those. I think I've got all the trivia shit. I might have one more. Do I? Sorry, I didn't mean to say shit. Yeah, well, yeah, I did. Originals. Okay, it is time for a poll. It's time to bring out the poll. All right, so I do need to say something real quick. Last week, I shared the winners of the previous ones, and Cam said that it was the other one that won, and I said no. I checked it out. I checked out the wrong video. Cam was correct, so I've corrected that, and I have put um yeah, I've changed the picture and everything. But sorry, Cam, I was wrong on that. And you were right. Okay, this is the winner of round one, the fringe suit. All right. This is the winner of round two, the chain suit. This is the one that Cam had said it was, and I thought it was the conch, but he was correct. And this is the winner of number three, the turquoise conch. All right. So this week's little boogers, kind of stupid, huh? All right. So the first one, that's slide 4. So we got the first one right there, which is the orange sunburst. We got the second one, which is the red pinwheel. These are some good ones. You there, Cam? Did I lose you? I think I lost Cam. The third one is, of course, Aloha from Hawaii, the American Eagle. And the fourth one is the Saturn jumpsuit. You there, Cam?
I'm here. I just had to close my door.
Okay, that's cool. All right. So, did you see the pictures? They are the orange sunburst,
Mm-hmm.
red pinwheel,
Mm-hmm.
American Eagle, Aloha, and the Saturn one. So let me put these all up where they belong. I'm going to close the poll. Okay, so we got this is the one. What happened?
Vangello says she can't even cheat good. She went to Google and she got the wrong answer. Gee, that's the first. I've never heard of you cheating bad even with Google.
You guys are too much.
You guys crack me up. Vangello would be like, yeah, I've got all my test notes. I'm going to cheat on the test and then find out later.
Okay,
Choose the wrong test.
so A is the Saturn, B is the Aloha, 3 is okay. Okay, A is Sunburst, B is American Eagle, Aloha. No, you're not doing it right, Daffy. Wait a minute for the instructions. It's not my numbers. Three is C, red pinwheel, and 4 is the orange sunburst. Now, pound A, pound B, pound C, or pound D. And hold on, let me pop the poll.
Pop the poll.
Wherever it went. All right, go. Ready, go. No, pound. You got to put a pound before the letter. Yeah, you got it. Patty got it. Yeah, this is a hard choice. I like all 4 of these. All right, look at number 1. Got a vote. We got a couple we got 3 for B. Yeah, I think that's going to be the winner. I got a gut feeling. Look at the bees. Look at the bees popping up.
Any specific reason that the leather suit didn't feature this week?
Because it's not a jumpsuit.
Well, it is technically.
No, it's not. It's a 2-piece suit. A jumpsuit is a 1-piece.
Oh, okay.
Plus, it was before the. I'm doing the. Are you kidding me? We wouldn't even have to hold the poll. We just say, okay, we already have a winner. And there's those people going through all Charlie, it's got to be B, not two. You won't count your vote if you're not count. It's A, B, C, or D. All right, we've got a tie between 1 and 2 right now, guys. We have no votes for the red pinwheel. That's one of my favorites, man. Nobody's voting for C. There you go, B. Kim, too bad. We can still use the black leather suit. I think he jumped in it. Yeah. You know, I tell you what, this is what we'll do. When we get the final winner of the jumpsuits, we'll have a poll between the winner of that and the jumpsuit. What do you think, Cam?
Yeah, let's do
We're
like
going to
that.
do that. So the jumpsuit's going to come into the picture here. I think it's probably in the picture of a lot of people's minds out there, anyways. So, if you know what I mean. Damn,
Hmm.
I really thought the Aloha would run away with it, but look at this, man.
Hmm. I thought Aloha would go that way too.
1 and 2 are tied, man.
Mm.
Oh, got to vote in there for the red pinwheel. Thank you for saving it. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, except then for you, you have to change to A, B, C, or D. So in your
Yeah.
case, it would be C. Pound and C.
Next week I'll change it to numbers. Oh, maybe I'll change it to emojis.
Jeez. I can see where that's going to end
Oh
up.
my God, there'd be no votes. What's happening here? Oh, Rick, you are missing the real reason why A should win. Could it be the fact
Uh,
that you see half of his chest? I think
yeah,
that might be
there's a little bit of skin showing.
a little bit. He almost got a nipple shot there.
Oh, hell no. You're opening up a can of worms here.
Elvis nipple shot. There's been a few of those, hasn't there?
Uh-huh.
Ladies have seen those nipples a lot of times. GI Blues, Blue Hawaii.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah. The president in the Elvis suite at the International Hotel. All right. Good Lord. We're tied between 1 and 2. All right, guys. This is what I'm going to do. I am going. Okay. Hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the poll and we're going to just vote A or B. That's all we're going to. Actually, you know what? Give me a second. And why change it now? I'd be stupid. Okay, start voting. It's A or B. No C or D votes. A or B. Got to be A or B.
This is to eliminate the tie. This is the
This is to break the
tiebreaker.
tie. This retire. Just saying. That's why I vote. I could understand. Look at that. Boom. There's the first one. There's the nipples ahead by a nipple. Number one is head by a nipple. Now we got a new word. That's not the word of the day. That should have been the word of the day. Should have nipple.
A head by a nipple. Check a lily. B,
You
B,
can't do
B,
it 3
B.
times. It's only gonna count one.
You gotta love Lily, bro. Pound
Then for
B,
you,
pound B,
only A or
pound B.
B. Only A or B. C don't count. It's got to be A or B only. We're breaking a tie. The votes are coming through. I don't know why they're not showing up. It takes a second or two to show up, I guess, on there.
Mm.
Come on. Geez, look at all the votes, and they're not popping through on the scale. Come on, update. Jesus, what's crazy? B. I don't understand why it's not updating.
I have no idea.
Let me do this. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Jesus H. Okay, guys. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got a winner. Number one, the Saturn.
Elvis wins by a nipple on that one.
Yeah. All right, guys. So Saturn is the one. A few moments.
Few moments later.
5 minutes late, though. All right, guys, we got a winner. Thanks for that. So the Saturn, I'm surprised that Aloha didn't win, but I guess when you got a nipple showing, it'll go and you can go. You'll just you can lead a horse to water if there's a nipple in front of him. We started a stupid discussion here. All right, guys, good one, good one. Nope, wrong, wrong. B was most popular in chat by count. Really? Am I having problems with? Okay, you know what? Let's just do this. Oh my God, did I fuck that up? I did make it numbers. All right, guys. Okay, we got to do this right. If anybody with an earshot of me, here it is. It's pound 1234. Everybody, forget the letters. It's pound 1234. Start voting in a second. Here, let me reset. Reset votes. Pound 1, pound 2, pound 3, pound 4. Right now, we're gonna let it roll. God, I can't believe I did that. You're fired. Thank you. Thank you. Do I collect unemployment? Look at that. Bong. There's one already. Here we go. Here we go. Look at the twos popping in. Now it's a legitimate count. We're in America. We're not, voting doesn't always go as it's supposed to. And if you're voting, I need to see your ID. That's a stupid political joke. Sorry, guys. All right, let's give it a look at that. You guys are right. So, either I guess Cam's got to take over now. I'm fired. I'm in timeout for a while. That means there'll be no Susie, no Rev, no Bodacious, no Dr. Bodacious, no Stuttering Susie, and Bambi. That's quite a scene of all them together, given the recent conversations they've had.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. Lori votes that. Ooh, there's a vote for 3. Red pinwheel. All right, 60 more seconds. Little voting music.
Oh no.
I can hang with
God.
it. Oh no, that could be trouble. One, two. Well, take my. All right. All right, we got a winner. Aloha from Hawaii. Strip music. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for accommodating my stupidity. All right, so we got 2 more things to do. I thought no more porny music. That's actually called a blues backing track for me to sit and practice playing the guitar, playing some blues. All right, so pole is gone, jumpsuits are gone, and let's get rid of. Oh no, close that, close that. Where's the suits right there? Close, 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 close. All right, another eventful, screwed up pole. I can close. Oh, no, wrong thing to close. Let me open this back up. All right, 2 more things. We got What have we been at? We're at 1 4. We got time. So I'm gonna read. I got some stories out of the book that I've been sharing every Sunday from Untold Story. I want to share those, and we got a video. I'm gonna do the Ron Strauss video. So I think you guys will enjoy it. It's actually pretty good. It's a nice interview with the pilot that Elvis. He's got some stories, and it's just and Lily, there's no porny music in it. I promise you. At least not that I heard. What was that comment? Hey folks, online there are even better shots of Elvis Long Beach, California's Saturn suit. Ooh, have to take that. We'll have to check that out. All right. Let's go to the screen share. Right there. Layers. And screen share. Upload. Window. And where's my stories? My stories aren't open. Why are they not open? All right, this is going to take a second there. I will. There we go. Unknown stories, which some of them are known, but okay, Rick, it's okay. I don't mind. I don't know what I said now. Oh, porny and music. Oh.
Mm.
Fireworks and Saturn suit are the same, correct? No, there's a black firework. No, Saturn's a little bit different.
Mm.
A little bit different than the fireworks. You got the black. I think the black fireworks, and I'll have to check that out. All right, so here's a few stories, little short stories I've had rewritten from the book and paraphrased. Cool stories. During the 50s, Friday evenings often found Vernon Presley slipping out with his teenage son, Elvis, to spend time at local Memphis dance spots. He would tell Gladys that they were visiting relatives or friends and that they'd be home late, so she wouldn't stay awake waiting. The gatherings took place in a working class neighborhood close to the Presley's home and were attended by people of different backgrounds. After a few weeks, Gladys began to sense that something wasn't quite right. One Friday night, she feigned sleep as Vernon and Elvis quietly came back into the house. The following day, she challenged Vernon about where they had really been. While she disapproved of her husband's late night outings, she was especially upset that he had been taking their young son along. Gladys firmly put an end to it, insisting that Vernon stop bringing Elvis to the dance halls, and he did. I'd never heard that story before.
No.
That's an interesting story.
Well, we know who wore the pants in that relationship.
Oh, yeah. Gladys certainly did. In 1952, girlfriend, yeah. In June 1952, as the school year was winding down towards summer break, Elvis and several classmates decided to skip classes for the day. Instead of attending school, they spent the morning splashing around at the local community pool, making sure to dry off before heading home, so it would appear they had been in class as usual. 52, that would have made Elvis 17 years old. Okay, I hate the phrase splashing around. Makes it look like a bunch of little kids playing in a little wading pool.
Uh,
What they didn't realize was that their absence had already been reported. The school attendance office had
oh.
contacted their families, so by the time the boys returned home, their parents were well aware of what they'd done. Elvis was immediately confined to home for 2 weeks, and the school's discipline was still to come. The next morning, the group waited nervously outside the principal's office to be dealt with. Principal Brindley asked which boy would step in first, and others hesitated. Elvis volunteered. Inside, he received a stern lecture about truancy. The principal then produced a heavy wooden paddle and instructed him to bend over. After the punishment, Elvis left the office sore and humiliated, head lowered. Later that day at lunch, Elvis rejoined his friends and was surprised to see them sitting at ease. When he asked how their meetings with the principal had gone, they burst into laughter. Brindley, apparently distracted or forgetful, had simply sent each of them back to class without remembering why they were there.
Shame. So he got an ass
But
whooping for all his
again for
friends.
volunteering. Realizing he alone had been punished, Elvis was livid. He stalked away and refused to speak to them for a long time afterward. That is freaking hilarious.
Shame.
First of all, he's 17 years old. That would have been over. The principal smacks him with a paddle, and he thinks the other guys are getting it.
Meantime, they got away scot-free because the principal has bad memory. Jeez.
As a teenager in Memphis, Elvis discovered an easy way to earn a little spending cash. He gave blood at the local Red Cross clinic. The small payments helped him cover clothes, meals, and the occasional movie ticket. On one occasion, hoping to collect more money, he returned to the Union Avenue Center later same day, and donated again. The second draw proved to be too much for him. When the nurse finished, Elvis became weak and lightheaded, close to collapsing. Realizing he couldn't safely make it home, the staff contacted his parents. Gladys arrived frantic with worry. The nurse explained that a change in personnel between shifts had meant no one realized Elvis had already donated earlier. Gladys scolded him sharply on the spot, mortifying him in front of everyone. The nurse then instructed Elvis not to return to donate for several months. Once they were home, Gladys prepared a hearty meal to help him recover and sent him to bed to rest off the ordeal.
Shit.
And I think I got one more here. During the final year at Humes High in 1953, one of Elvis Presley's teachers, Mildred Scribner, we heard a lot about her, who also supervised his homeroom. On a particular day, she noticed Elvis quietly eating an apple during class, something normally forbidden under the school's rule that food was only allowed in the cafeteria. Although she was aware he was breaking policy, Miss Scribner chose not to correct him and take the apple away. She understood the hardships his family faced and suspected he often went without lunch money. The thought of denying him a bit of food was more than she could bring herself to do. The next morning, a shiny red apple appeared on her desk. She immediately recognized the silent gesture as Elvis' simple way of expressing gratitude.
Shame.
These are cool stories, man. All right, so last but not least, I got a movie. It's Ron Strauss. There was a book written by Sally Hodell called Destined to Fly. It's a pretty good book. It's not a real long read. It's got some interesting stories. And Ron Strauss, he flew for Elvis for the last, I think, 2 years. Elvis only had the plane for 2 years, anyways. But it'll be it's interesting. I haven't seen it all, so hopefully it's good. It's an interview with some guy. It's not cheesy. There's no porn music or anything like that. So here we go. Porny music. Okay, what have I got covering the screen? I got that. Interviewer.
A smile, a helping hand, and your favorite spot. It's the BVTV Diner, where stories are shared. A fresh cup of joe accompanies your greatest slice of conversation. It's where we learn how ordinary people do extraordinary things. Have a seat and enjoy our treat. It's the BVTV Diner. Welcome to the BVTV Diner, a place where conversations reveal how ordinary people do extraordinary things. To kick off this show, we wanted to start with a bang, and who better to capture your attention than the king of rock and roll? That's right, a certain individual who happened to know Elvis Presley quite well called Pocahontas County home as a young boy. Ron Strauss grew up just down the road in Fonda and has recently earned his fandom after emerging from the shadows as the pilot for Elvis Presley. Although a humble man, the natural journalistic eye and ear of author Sally Hodell led to a meeting of coincidence. In her quest to discover and articulate a historically accurate biography of Elvis's life, with her book Destined to Die Young, they met in Michigan, where Ron offered valuable first-hand knowledge of the man Elvis was. However, after meeting Ron, Sally quickly recognized the unique journey of his life. ultimately leading to the publishing of his story, Destined to Fly, the story of pilot Ron Strauss. Before we welcome Ron into the diner, grab your cup of joe, and let's learn a little more about him from author Sally Hodel herself.
I just think Ron Strauss's story is a slice of Americana. You know, he cannot be reduced to the 2 years that he flew Elvis Presley, which is remarkable, and that was life-changing and obviously career-changing for him because it opened a lot of doors. But from his roots here in Fonda, Iowa, where his parents and his grandparents were such an influence, those small-town roots, but then that teenage desire to get out of that small town, which took him around the world, but he really took those values, you know, he took Fonda, Iowa with him. And I think that's remarkable, and he still comes back today, and I think when he left at 16, he wouldn't have pictured himself here today in his 80s still telling stories of his remarkable career in aviation, because he didn't intend to be a pilot. He joined the Air Force underage. His parents signed for him, and he thought, I love airplanes. I want to be around them, so I'll learn to fix them as a mechanic. And then he became a flight engineer, but he knew he didn't have the education to become a pilot in the Air Force. So he takes the risk after 12 years of service to leave so he can actually fly the plane. And with a lot of hard work and determination, it worked out for him. But it really is a slice of Americana. And I think it's a story we can all learn from. You know, that he had to work harder than anybody else and that he had to take bigger risks than anybody else. But he made it happen. And Ron Strauss, he's just a good guy. And, you know, those small town roots really followed him everywhere he went around the world. And the same is true for Elvis. I think Elvis is still so loved around the world because he's still that guy from Tupelo, Mississippi.
Talk about being part of the private world of Elvis. Do you imagine just the inner circle of Elvis's life on the planes? And because some of those flights were hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be some good stories.
Mississippi that people could relate to, and they both overcame so much, and I think people love that American dream kind of story, but it's not just a romanticized idea. It was hard work, and it was determination, and it was a lot of risk, and I think those are admirable things in both Elvis and Ron.
Well, Ron Strauss, it's a pleasure to have you here with us today, and I'm excited to talk to you a little bit. So now everyone knows that you were the pilot for the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. Yeah. But I first want to start with learning a little bit more about you. So how do you go from small town Iowa to being the pilot for the Elvis Presley?
Well, that's a good question. I knew the broker, and that's how come I got hired with Elvis. And I had a lot of Convair time.
Yeah. Now talking about that Conair time and stuff, let's kind of talk about your flight journey, your journey as a pilot and stuff. So going all the way back, how did you kind of first catch the flying bug?
Well, I flew, the first airplane I flew was a Stinson 108 out of Sac City Airport back in the 50s sometime.
Yeah. So then with that, we have this book here too, Destined to Fly, and I read a little bit about it. And in there it mentions how your dad took you out there for some flights and stuff. Could you want to talk about that a little bit, what that meant to you as a little boy?
Well, I flew out of a grass strip in Sac City, and after I finished flying, which my mother was very unhappy about, and then I thought, well, that's what I'll do the rest of my life, and that's what I did.
Yeah. Now, talking about the rest of your life here, once you were young, you decided to enter the Air Force, and you said, we've been talking a little bit, you mentioned how your four of your brothers went into the Air Force as well. So kind of how did you make that decision to go there?
Well, I was 17 years old, and my parents had to sign for me, and I wanted to join the Air Force.
Yeah, kind of following in your brother's footsteps and everything too, but kind of your Air Force career, what did that look like a little bit? Kind of first starting out, what was your job there that you had?
I was a crew chief on the B-47, and then in the mid-60s, they asked for volunteers for C-141s, the A model, to fly, and I did, and I went to flight engineer school, and then I flew out of California to Vietnam.
Wow. So definitely a lot of experience there and everything. So how many years did you serve?
12 years.
Wow. So a nice long career out there. But then what was it kind of like coming back to the States, trying to continue your flying career then?
Well, I got discharged in January of 1970, and then I took the GI Bill to finish my flying, which I did.
Yeah, yeah. And then kind of continuing your flying here, you mentioned you were in with Conair then, within the airliners a little bit.
Well, Comair. Well, I'm sorry, it was the Corps of Air. And I got hired with Modern Air out of Berlin, Germany, flying the Condor 990.
Wow, yeah. And then kind of that Conair 990 and stuff kind of leads right into some of the experiences here with Elvis then. But you know, kind of today, the cockpits of today are a little bit of a luxury now with the glass panels being introduced, all the flight simulations for flight training and everything. I'm sure it has to be kind of a big difference from what you've experienced. So kind of now the little bit that you know about today's modern training and stuff of pilots, what do you think is the biggest difference from what you experienced?
Well, I flew the 7576, and that was all glass. And I really liked it. And the simulators were much better and everything.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Now,
He's a guy of few
with your
words.
time too in the air, it is my understanding that you did experience a hijacking of one of your aircraft. So, do you want to talk to me a little bit about that experience?
Well, it's lengthy, but I was furloughed from Modern Air flying the 990. I flew for 𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐜𝐸 Airlines, which was owned by General Somoza, which was the dictator and the president of Nicaragua. And like I say, it's a real long story. So I don't know if you want to hear that or not, or.
Yeah, well, kind of talk to me a little bit about kind of what went down, or kind of more importantly, what you were feeling in that moment, knowing that someone was trying to take your aircraft.
Well, they had a Christmas party in Managua in December of '74, and the hijackers, or the prisoners, they went in and they killed two guards, and then Mike Marciano, which was the chief pilot of Managua or 𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐸, he didn't want to go because he knew if he went to Cuba, he would be killed. And so they wanted all foreigners to fly the airplane, which we did. And there was just 3 of us that we volunteered to fly the airplane. And we went to Cuba.
Wow. Definitely a kind of a crazy experience there then, knowing that someone was trying to take your plane and stuff. So then
This kid is obviously very green at interviewing.
He's very out of his depth.
Yeah.
Very much out of his depth. It's like he doesn't know his ass from his elbow.
following that, what was kind of your life or your flying career like immediately after that event? Did that affect you at all?
Well, yes, it did. I was flying for 𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐸 as a pilot, and I was flying for him as a flight engineer. And then they wanted to hire me, and I did.
Yeah. Now, I kind of want to jump into probably the most asked question you receive. We kind of started off with this a little bit, but how did you become the pilot for Elvis Presley?
Well, it's a long story, but I knew the broker, and I was working in Miami International on a Convair 880, and I can't remember which holiday it was, but he said, "Hey, why are you working the holidays?" And I says, "Well, tomorrow we're flying the airplane to Vegas to do junkets, and it's got to be fixed." So we did fix it, and I got to know the broker, and then he said, "Let me ask you something. Would you be willing to fly Elvis Presley?" And I said, "Well, sure." And he says, "We'll get a crew because I'm going to sell him an airplane." And like everybody's going to sell Elvis an airplane. So I didn't pay too much attention to him. And he called me and he says, "Well, tomorrow we're going for an interview with the Presley group, and would you get the crew, give me the names?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. It's been 3 or 4 months." I said, "I don't know if they're still available." And I called them up and they said, yeah, we'd love to. So we went up and interviewed with Vernon Presley, not Elvis.
Okay. Wow. Like you said, it was kind of that first kind of interactions of you're like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna sell a plane to Elvis, right? But here it is, it kind of all came together. But talking about that plane, it was the Conair 880, if I'm not mistaken, right? Was the Convair 880 was the Lisa Marie there. Now I can't imagine that it was your stereotypical airliner with seats lined everywhere and stuff. So kind of how was the plane decked out for the King of Rock and Roll?
Well, originally I flew it from Wichita to Dallas, Texas, and that airplane was traded in with Delta to for a new Boeing, and originally it would carry, I think, around 120 passengers. When Elvis got done with it, it would only carry 29.
But definitely decked out for the luxury of the King of Rock and Roll there and stuff. Now, what was that kind of like, flying him around, or more importantly, what was your first experience or first interaction with Elvis?
Well, the first, we took the airplane after it was finished from Dallas to Long Beach and had it redone, some maintenance. Then we took it to Smyrna Beach, south of Nashville, and had it certified. And then we flew it to Memphis. And boy, when we landed, we thought, well, there'd just be all kinds of crowds there. And nobody was there. So the next day, the engineer, myself, and the other pilot, we went out, sat all day, nothing. And then the third day, so the engineer and I and the other pilot, we didn't go out. And we got a call from one of the security guards and says Elvis wants to view the airplane and meet the crew, because our interview only was with his father and not with Elvis. So when I first met him, it was pretty neat because he was sitting on one of the chairs backs, and he gave me this big smile and he says, I guess you know who I am. And I says, yes, sir, Mr. Presley. He says, no, none of this sir stuff, none of this Mr. Presley. He says, look, may I call you Ron? And I said, sure. And he says, Elvis. And that's the way it was from then on in.
Oh, that is so awesome. That definitely had to have been a very heartwarming moment too, knowing that this big famous figure was like, no, to you, I'm just Elvis and stuff, and you're Ron to me and stuff. Building that personal connection right away. But then once you get in the air with him and everything, what did a typical week or even month of flying look like? I'm sure you went all over the country.
Well, we did. We went on concert for 2 weeks at a time. And then 2 weeks he had off. And then 2 weeks back on the conference or constant, whatever. And then, but we were on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah.
So anytime he had anything come up or wanted to go anywhere, you had to be ready to hop in and get up in the air.
Well, we spent a lot of times in Palm Springs, California, because he owned a house out there. He would be on concert, and then after the concerts, lots of times, especially in the wintertime, we would leave Memphis and go to Palm Springs.
Yeah, so you mentioned being on concert for 2 weeks, off for 2 weeks and stuff, and then you had to be on call 24/7 and stuff. So kind of what did you do to fill that time in there?
Well, I played tennis a lot with the engineer. An awful lot in Palm Springs.
Yeah. Now that kind of leads into maybe hinting at my next question here was, where was your favorite place to fly into or favorite place to stay? Was it out there in Palm Springs?
I don't know. We flew so many different places. You know, I flew the airplane into Des Moines, and he went to Ames by bus. Then we flew it from there to Lincoln, or to Omaha, then Lincoln, and then Rapid Springs, South Dakota.
Yeah. Now, kind of going back with Elvis and stuff, like you mentioned your first interaction with him, kind of developing this personal connection right away. So from your experience, what was the most enjoyable part about flying him around?
Well, that's a good question. It was all enjoyable, really.
Yeah. Now, did he interact with you a lot on the plane and stuff when he was getting on or off or anything like that?
Well, him and his girlfriends, well, Linda Thompson,
Girlfriends.
she always came in the cockpit. Well, it depends after concert. Lots of times Elvis was just wasted. And, but
Now, see,
any other
I
times they would
gotta
come in
say
the
something
cockpit.
there. He said Elvis was wasted. Sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
So we know he wasn't drunk. We know he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
high. He was wasted by technically he was exhausted.
Mm.
I used that remark on one of our videos. Well, you remember the video, the live that
Mm.
we did, and at the end of the show, I said, "Man, I'm wasted."
And we all
And
know
all,
what happened after that.
and next thing you know, I'm a drunk, spreading everywhere. Rick's a drunk.
And they both would say, "Hey, gang, you need anything?" And of course, we said no. And then when she left, she would kiss the engineer, us two pilots, on the cheek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of that own personal touch there, their own gratitude and
Yeah.
thanks to you guys for doing your job there and everything. But I kind of want to talk about the fanfare a little bit because, flying around the king of rock and roll, I have to imagine there was a bunch of media coverage
He's
and a
looking for
bunch of
some
fans, kind of almost anywhere you went. So did you get
dirt.
to experience any of that fanfare at all?
No.
Yeah. Out at the airfields and stuff, there wasn't anything like that, big gatherings or welcome ceremonies or anything.
Well, there was some of them, but most of them, lots of times we'd get there at night, at midnight or something, no news or nothing.
Yeah. Now, when you guys were flying and stuff, kind of like maybe when you were on Final Approach or something, did Elvis ever come sit up in the cockpit with you guys, or was he always back?
I'll tell you a story. It was pretty neat because it was Lisa Marie's, I don't know, 7th, 8th, 9th birthday or whatever. And we were going to fly her to Long Beach, but in the Bay Area. And so we stopped at Denver. And it was her birthday, so we got a cake and we sang happy birthday. I guess you can tell who was the lead singer on that. But anyway, then we got Fool's Gold sandwiches, and they were about that long, and they were
Peanut
20
butter,
bucks
jelly,
apiece,
and bacon.
and they were full of peanut butter, bacon, and all that stuff. And then the pilots, we kept checking the weather, and the weather was 0 in the Los Angeles area. And so we called Elvis to the cockpit and said, "Hey, Elvis, the weather is really, really bad. It's 0. None of the airliners are getting in. Nobody's getting in. They're all diverting. And diverting with you on this airplane is a real pain in you know what." So he says, "Well, let me go back and talk to these people." So he took Lisa Marie, the security guard, Dick Grobe, and they said, "Go to the hotel."
Oh
And
no,
then
it's
the
good.
next day when the airplane
It sounds
will
pretty
get
good to
in.
me. Also
Mm-hmm.
known
They
as a
good.
diabetic shock.
So then we figured
Mm-hmm.
we just go back to Memphis. And then he says, "Well, go to Louisiana,
Oh,
Shreveport or Barksdale or one of the area, New Orleans, I don't know which one." And so we did. We checked the weather and it was good. So we had the fuel. Off we went. And Elvis sat in the cockpit. He did that just numerous times. And and this I didn't know where to get fuel or nothing.
it was Denver.
So we
He'd go
asked
to
him
Denver.
at the tower, says, "Hey,
Mm.
where do we get fuel at?" And he said, "Well, try this gas station, FBO over there, Texaco or whatever it was." I said, "Okay." And Elvis was always in the jump seat. Well, he got out of the jump seat and he stood back behind the wall, behind the jump seat. And so this young manager come in and he says, "What do you guys want?" And we said, "Well, fuel." And he says, "Well, how many gallons you want?" And I said, about 5,000 gallons. And he says, "Well, who the hell's going to pay? Who's going to pay for that?" And I said, "That guy right there." And that was Elvis. "Oh my God," he says, "my wife's in love with you." And like which guy or person or female wasn't. And then so Elvis says, "Well, my wife, can I call her? Can you meet her?" And he says, "Sure, no problem at all." And so now imagine this lady, she gets this call at 6 a.m. or whatever it was, daybreak, and say, would you like to meet Elvis? Well, do you put your makeup on or not? Well, evidently she put her makeup on because she took too much time. So we were delaying our flight as much as possible. And one of the security guards came up, said, do we have a problem with the mechanical with the airplane? No, it just takes a while. And I said, okay, well, Elvis wants to go to Memphis and he'd like to go right now. So we just closed the doors and off we went. And this gal was standing out there, stop, wait, you know. And of course we couldn't wait, so off we went.
Yeah, it's a really funny and incredible story there. But most people know as Elvis as the performer. But you mentioned there kind of Elvis going out of his way to spend as much time as he can to meet this one fan and stuff. So what's the Elvis that you know?
Well, I'll tell you a quick story. One of the security guards, or I think Joe Esposito, called us up.
Thank you for that information, Dan, for you. I really appreciate that.
How are you? And I said, fine. When I found out about it, then I called Joe back and I says, hey, I'd really like to take my wife with me. And he said, well, you know, the airplane, when he got done with it, would only carry 29 people. And so he says, we got 4 open seats out of Memphis, and then we got, we're overbooked out of Oakland because we had to fly from Memphis to Oakland to Honolulu, pick up fuel in Oakland. And I said, are you sure, Joe? And he says, I'm positive. I said, all right. So we go to Oakland, pick up fuel, and leaving there's 4 open seats. And I'm madder than heck, but I won't let on. It's no problem. So about halfway to Hawaii, Elvis comes in the cockpit. Hey, how's it going? I says, fine. He says, Ron, your wife should be on this airplane. I says, maybe next time. No. He says, I'm paying for everything. First class airline ticket from Memphis to Hawaii and back. And I says, nope, I ain't gonna do that. Well, nobody says no to Elvis. And so he looked at me and he says, hey, Ron, do I pay you enough? I said, yeah, you do. And he says, do you like working for me? Yes, I do. And he says, let me tell you, if she's not out of here tomorrow, I'll fire you. Well, I wasn't going to take the chance, so I called my wife, since that took care of things in Hawaii. And I said, come out here, Elvis is paying for everything. First class airline ticket from Memphis to Hawaii. I don't know what it cost. I wish I'd have kept the ticket, but I didn't. So anyway, she was out there and she spent 3 or 4 days. We didn't know when we were coming back. So she had the first class airline ticket back. And so coming back, I don't know, 6, 7 days later, Elvis comes in the cockpit about halfway. He says, hey, Ron, did your wife Betty enjoy her stay in Hawaii? And I said, yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And he says, that's too good for my troops. So then we landed back at Memphis. And the next day I took, because I had a stack of bills that had to be paid. I never dealt with Elvis on finances. It was always his father. And I authorized a bunch of the bills. And then I had this airline ticket. And I sort of sheepish give it to Vernon. He says, whoever the gal was, Nancy, I think was her name, said, just pay him. And I said, but Mr. Presley, don't you want to look at it? And he says, no. He says, I talked to Elvis last night and he explained everything to me. Just pay him. And gave me a check and that was it.
Wow.
So he was generous, really generous.
Yeah, for sure. Now, was that your favorite thing about Elvis? Was just how kind of like humble or generous he was? Or what kind of was your favorite thing about him?
Well, he was generous. Like this Corvette, I still have it. And even though I bought it, I think January, February of '76, still have it. And he was just, I bought it with the tips he gave me. I paid $5,250 for it, right down from Elvis Presley Boulevard.
Wow. Now, kind of taking a little step forward towards the end of your flying career with Elvis and everything, with the tragic death of Elvis and stuff, how did that news kind of get to you, and kind of what emotions overswept you at that time?
Well, you know, I had talked to Elvis. He had some wicked go-karts. I mean, really wicked ones. And I asked him, I said, do you mind if I drive those? Oh, he says, you can drive it anytime you want. No problem at all. So we were going to Portland, Maine that night. Excuse me. And so I was talking to Vernon, getting some bills authorized, etc. And then I went out and got in his go-kart. I was just driving the hell out of him. I'm really having a blast. And I saw Nancy take Vernon Presley, his father, which was not in good health at the time, into the mansion. And so I thought, well, it's getting a little bit late. I better go home and get some sleep, because you never know with Elvis. So I went home, and my daughter, she's just crying, Elvis died, Elvis died. I said, no, that was his father. Well, I was wrong. So that's
almost there when it happened.
Mm.
Is that what he just said?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because
what we got.
Man, yeah, that definitely had to have been a definite shock to you and stuff at that time. So following that, what did life look like for you, kind of knowing that your job was in jeopardy then?
Well, you know, Vernon Presley offered me to stay on for a year to help defray some of the costs of the airplane, because the airplane burnt at that time about 2,000 gallons an hour. I don't know what we're paying for jet fuel back then, but we weren't paying for it anyway. He was paying for it, but that's what it was.
2,000 gallons an hour?
We just enjoyed, you know, working for Elvis that much. But anyway, when I talked to Vernon, I had got hired by the airlines again. And I told him, you know, I was leaving, and I talked to him about 2 weeks after the funeral, and I told him I was going back with the airlines, and he said, well, no, he says, I'm just going to pay you for at least a year. And I says, no, Mr. Presley, I'm going back with the airlines. I'm not going to get, I was paid by check. I says, if I get the check, I'm just going to tear it up. I don't want it. And he says, well, I appreciate that, but we'd like to keep you. I said, no, I'm going back with the airline, because I knew that job was basically over.
Yeah, yep. Now, the rest of your career then, excuse me, how long did it take before you closed out your career there with the airlines then?
I retired in 2003 or 4.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so a number of years and stuff. So now, one of my last questions here is, do you still fly? Are you still up in the air?
No, I quit flying in 2012. I owned 5 little airplanes, and the last one I sold, I caught myself making small mistakes, and I wondered if I'm making small mistakes, maybe I'm missing some of the bigger ones, so I quit flying.
Yeah, now...
And my son flies for the airline, so I can fly little airplanes with him anytime I want.
Yeah, for sure. Now, looking back on your whole life story here, your whole life journey, coming from small town Fonda, Iowa and stuff, all the way up to flying the king of rock and roll, wrapping up your career in the air and stuff, kind of what emotions overcome you when you look back thinking about, you came from this small town, you went and you achieved all these big things?
I was lucky.
Yeah.
Real lucky. But just love of flying.
Yeah, for sure. Once that flying bug bites you, there's nothing you can do.
No.
You just got to go up in the air and to satisfy it. But Ron, unfortunately, that's all the time we have here today. So we greatly appreciate you taking the time to be here with us.
My pleasure.
Stories surround the world we live in, and each day is a blank page to continue writing your own. If
that was interesting.
Mm.
At least the kid, it wasn't as obnoxious as we've heard. He sure isn't Don Lane.
Dick.
When was this interview? I don't know. I'll have to check on that. Let me see if this tells me. Mhm. Mhm. I'll have to check.
You know what's crazy though for me? And this goes to show I've become accustomed to the southern way of doing things. That kid is young enough to be Ron Strauss's grandson, and
Right.
he's talking to Ron on a first name basis. It's not sir
Mm.
or
It's
you
not
know.
like yeah. It's things are different these days. You know.
It's like almost in your face. It's like and even even if you did tell the kid beforehand to call him by his first name, it just don't sit right with me.
Yeah.
It's like it's like and yeah, from an information perspective, it was very interesting, but he seemed a little all over the place,
Yeah.
like
He's definitely not a
a little bit ill prepared.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to check. I'm not for sure when. No, the pilot hasn't written a book, but there's a book written by Sally Hodell, who did The Destined to Die Young. She wrote Destined to Fly, and it's an interviewed book. It's a nice book. I've got it. It's interesting. Check it out
Mm,
if you want. Um, but I don't think he's written a book. But
mm,
he's very green at what he's doing. Maybe he'll. I'll give him credit. He's trying something, and it might turn out good. But
mm,
um, you know, everybody's always got that one question where they're hoping to get a little bit of a story that's never been told or whatever.
mm.
You're not going to get that from people like Ron Strauss.
No.
You know, so and then people that would give them, you can't trust them being fact anyways.
Mm-mm.
So anyway, guys, I don't have anything else, man. Thank you for hanging with us. We've had a fun weekend. This week, well, we've got several things. The word of the day was what? FTD. So
Mm-hmm.
Natalie's picking five, Patty's picking five. Send them to me, and then we'll play them on the Friday noon show and the Friday 9 to 12 show. We had a nice little gospel show this morning too. Great songs, great selections. You guys, are great at that. Have done some really great choices lately on the radio shows. So keep it out. It's every Sunday, nine to midnight on Friday for the radio show. Today's coffee date. Um, Inside the studio, we'll be back this weekend. We'll be starting into the Stax records. The 9 a.m. that doesn't exist anymore, so I need to take that slide out. And then gospel hours on Sundays at 10. We got a busy stuff to do. That's about the word. On Saturdays, we have the watch party, video stories. We had a blast yesterday. You guys were great. It was a good
Mm-hmm.
show. Had a good crowd. Um, Sundays are the coffee date. I got a lot of doubles in here. I need to clean this out. Decoded Wednesday. Join us. We'll have fun. Great discussion. So that's kind of pretty much what's happening this week. Fly means. Oh Jesus, you're right. I missed that. How did I miss
Natalie's
that?
on the ball.
How did I miss? Oh, there it is. Thank you. Tuesday, Thursday. Well, okay. Let me do it this way. Tuesday, 3 p.m. Flaming Star will also be playing a short video called "Making a Flaming Star in Charles." It's on Zoom. The link will be posted Tuesday for the video. Some of you get it emailed. So if you want to join us, email me. I'll tell you how to do it. And then, of course, on Thursday, we repeat it. We play it again, but at 6 p.m. So we get a different, group, different area code, get some area code, time zone.
Mm.
Thank you. Who told me about the flaming? Oh, yeah, Natalie.
Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie's a regular with us. It's always fun. We have great discussions. We have the movies; they last an hour and a half. But what was it last week? It was almost 4 hours. Almost
Jay.
4 freaking hours before we were done. We were chatting afterwards. It was fun. We have some great discussions. Of course, you don't have to hang there the whole 4 hours, but most everybody does. Some fun, in fact, I think there's been a couple times I've almost dropped off, gone to sleep. All right, guys, this has been a fun chat, fun day, coffee dates. I always enjoy this. We enjoy, you guys are great. We're growing viewers. We're at 27,200 now, and we just turned 27,000. So, contrary to popular lies out there, we are not diminishing. We are not losing people. In fact, we're gaining people. We're getting an average. Our averages of views while we're broadcasting are getting higher, and then the average of the views after with all the replays that people play. Now, what I've been doing is some of these chats, I've been taking them, pull them down, and edit out some stuff that might be a concern, like maybe the videos sold out. I'm kind of careful with that, but they will be reposted on the replay. I mean, they'll be posted on the videos for anybody to watch. So I'm not deleting them at all. I don't delete anything unless it has to be, unless it's just something that I just want to get rid of, just to avoid issues with certain whack jobs. So, Kim, thank you. Helen, thank you. Lily, thank you. Kathleen, I can't go through all the names. Can I do this? Charlie, Helen, everybody, Natalie, Den for you. Had a great time. And I had a song picked out. Here we go. Here's a great song. We'll see y'all later.
See you guys.